Hey everyone, how's it going? So this week we're gonna explore Immunefi, which says right here it's Web3's leading bug bounty platform protecting 100 billion in user funds. So this is their main landing page, and you can see a bit of information here about how well they've been doing in the past in terms of bounties that they paid out, bounty availables, how much dollars in bounties, and how much in hack damages averted. So I really like this because you're able to submit a bug, but you're also able to add your wallet address, and in this case you would remain anonymous when submitting the bug. So it's a very cool and fun way to use blockchain technology into protecting different protocols and algorithms and all of that. So I really like it from that perspective. So the landing page is quite clear. I like that they focus on the value proposition, Web3's leading bug bounty platform protecting 100 billion in user funds. And you can explore the bounties or get protected. So if you scroll down, you start seeing different bounties here. You have this one from Wormhole, MakerDAO, and you can view the bounty over here. So by viewing the bounty you get a lot of details about that. One thing that I have to say here is the layout is a bit difficult to read, because when you're doing layout design for something like this, you have to make sure that the text is not this long in terms of width. I think this is a very long width. Should be until like 600 pixels, and I think this is like until 1000 more or less. So this is a bit difficult to read just in terms of that, but everything here seems quite good. You have the program overview, rewards by threat level, so going through all of that, and then obviously more information on everything, assets in scope. So you'll be able to go through all of these and review them. Impacts in scope. Yeah, one other thing, I would love to see all this somehow in one view, not having to scroll through all of this. Maybe use the typeface that is much more smaller and being able to see everything in a nice kind of dashboardish view, I would say. I would love to be able to see that. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, just the things that I've mentioned. I would really want that to be a bit more different, but let's submit the bug and see how that process is. So first you have to create an account, and the way you create an account, I've already created it. You just have to have an email and your username. And here you have the navigation bar with my submissions, bounties, career settings. So another thing here, just from a usability perspective, when someone clicks on something like this, they expect that it will just refresh this, so everything happens in the same tab. It's not the case here, because if you click here you get taken to the bounties. So don't forget, when you're doing designs, always add a small like icon here showing that you're taking the user to an external resource in this case. Another interesting thing here, you have the submit report on the top right here, but you also have the submit report button here, because this is called an empty state. What is an empty state? An empty state is when you don't have any type of content here, because we haven't submitted anything. I just have a draft right here, but I haven't submitted anything. And an empty state is when you want to show something. So an empty state usually gives the user the indication that they have to do an action in order to show something here, and in that case the action is submit a report. However, we have the submit a report button here. So whenever you're in this situation, you don't want to repeat the submit a report button, because that tells the user to click on this button right here, but you want to create a pattern that the user knows that the submit a report button is actually all the way up here. So in this case, what you have to do is have this text here, you have not submitted a report, but then have an arrow pointing at this button, this way informing the user that usually the submit report button is located all the way up here to the right. So that is the proper way to design something like this. But right now we have the button here, so we can click on it and we get all this nice flow, which I really like. It takes you through all the steps that you have to do, so it's not something that says step number 1, do this, and then you don't know how many steps it is. It gives you a very good understanding of each step and a bit of explanation next to it. So this is a very good approach to do that. So let's say we're doing it, I think it was wormhole, right? Oops. Yeah, let's just select one from here. Maybe, I think it was Chronos, or anyway. And it asks you to please manually type the program name to continue. You manually has to confirm the name of the project to ensure you are submitting bugs to the correct program. This is important due to so that sensitive information only gets interesting. This is very nice because it protects you, knowing that someone maybe on their end doesn't get this sensitive information and submits it themselves, therefore making the money on your behalf. So I really like this type of approach, and it's a very good UX thing. So I really like that. And then you have the view bounty rule. So if I click here, okay, so I just get back here. All right. Another thing here, just to show a nice external link thing. It will work wonders. And then choose a target, provide a reference to the code base where the vulnerability was found. Let's just select this. Another thing here, I don't like the fact that the next button just goes all the way down. I would really want to see this one stick to the bottom here. And I think if you have a look at Airbnb, they have the same approach, in which they the bottom navigation bar sticks to the bottom part of the screen, because this way it just goes down and down and you have no idea where it goes. Alright, so choose the impact. Let's say random, something random here, next severity. Alright, let's say it's high. Alright, I'm just gonna call it test. We have the description here. You can also see a preview of it, which is interesting. I don't know what this is. It goes to GitHub. Basic writing and formatting. Alright, so it gives you a bit more information about formatting. Proof of concept, interesting. And then you can attach anything you want. Alright. This and also tells you if it seems too short, it detects that, so you've done a pretty good job. And then you have your wallet address here. Obviously you can connect with your wallet, which is really good. It's much faster, I guess. And then you have the advanced mode, and then you can enter it manually, but it tells you by entering your address manually, you assume all risks that you pay out cannot be processed. No attempt will be made to rescue lost funds if you enter your address manually. Any mistake will result in total loss. So they ask you to connect your wallet because this way you're sure that you're entering the address correctly. And in this case, it's very important because it's about high sums of money. So imagine like someone would pay $1 million for a bounty, and you would enter just a 7 instead of an 8 or something like that. You would probably be happy that this kind of user experience is in place. So it's very good on their end. Just in terms of things to note here, I would just use a different color for this. I would not make the same color as the next, just because they compete with each other. So also look out for that. Maybe just a different shade color here. So yeah, I'm just gonna copy my address from here somewhere. Oh yeah, enter wallet address manually. Copy this and then next. And then this is just the review, and I have followed the rules and everything. And yeah, we don't have to submit it. It's just gonna lay there in drafts. But overall, very good. I really like the flow. It's very good. You have everything here on the left side, and all the information that you need. So if I go to my submission, this will be in the drafts here, and I can pick it up. I can delete it, save the draft. Probably saves it by itself as well. Saved 18 minutes ago. You know, and then I can process and submit a report if I wanted to. I have just a sign out here. So yeah, overall it's a very good flow, and yeah, I just hope that you learned a few things regarding what I've just showed you here regarding the patterns and everything. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments.